I'm a classroom teacher here at Waratah. I teach early years this year, and I'm also the learning specialist, which means I am the PBS coordinator for the school, implementing PBS framework and supporting students and staff. And what I would like to do is help you possibly implement a similar system at home and help you support do that by having a better understanding of how we do it here at school. So these are our expected behaviour values here at Waratah: acting responsibly, acting safely and showing respect. And our matrix at school shows the expected behaviours that reflect those values. Now at home you may have something similar. For example, things like acting responsibly is listening to the teacher. At home it could be acting responsibly is listening to the parents, the grandparents, the caregivers at home. Acting responsibly is following a routine. Following a routine at school is unpacking our bag or getting ready to sit down for a meal or preparing for a lesson. At home, following a routine could be a morning routine, so getting up and getting dressed, brushing your teeth, washing your face, having breakfast. All of those things, different routines look different for different families and for different students. Acting safely is something along the lines of keeping our hands and feet to ourselves, staying with the group. So at home it could be keeping our hands and feet to ourselves while having dinner, or keeping our hands and feet to ourselves while watching TV with the family. Acting safely, staying with the group and walking with the group. So acting safely at home could look like walking with your parent or a sibling and holding hands when out in the community. Showing respect is listening to the teacher and following instructions. Using a quiet voice. These are things that you could do at home. Showing respect is listening to mum or dad or nan or pops or the older siblings at home. Showing respect is using a quiet voice at home. Asking for something rather than demanding. All of those things. Using your manners. So different things at home that could possibly be implemented in the same manner that we're doing at school. And the way we use our PBS chart, this is an example of some of the charts that we have. Most commonly they're used throughout the school, but it could be adapted to suit your child. Perhaps more than 3 tokens. Maybe you can create a token chart where they have to earn 5 tokens if that's what would work best for them and they're capable of that. It could be a first and then for some of the students. But a 3 token chart is probably the way to go to start off with. We put their photo here and we also put what they're working towards. And this is really important because we use their special interests as reinforcers that they need to work towards. And usually it's an interest that will motivate them, and something that they don't usually have access to throughout the day whenever they want. So they've got to work for it. Some of the things we use at school are iPads, a special toy or a special activity that they really, really like doing, that they'd like more of throughout the day. And usually we create a choice board. So this is an example of one choice board of a student of mine, and we put their interests on here, things that they like, so it's really important to gauge that. We have the swing, or we have Play-Doh, or printouts, or a favourite book, special time or extra time with a person, a teacher or a peer. It could be drawing. So what we do is we ask the child what they are working for, let's say favourite book, and we keep reminding them that this is what they're working for. We can use this PBS chart to earn their tokens for a session, for a particular task or behaviour we want them to learn. So for example, at home, if you want them to sit at the dinner table the whole time, we can use this to last throughout that whole time during the dinner table. So every time, remember, we're trying to catch them doing the right thing. So they might be sprawled all along the floor, on the ground, not wanting to, but as soon as they start to get up and walk towards the dining table, we instantly reward them for it and say, you're showing respect. You're joining the family at the dinner table, and remind them what they're working for. It could be anything. And to start off with, use a really, really strong reinforcer. While they're sitting there and they're starting to eat, or even sitting there looking, keep going with it. And perhaps time it so that they're successful really quickly, and then you extend that time. So the moment they've been sitting there for a few minutes, I really like how you're being responsible and staying at the table with the family. You're working towards drawing, for example. And when you think you don't want them to not succeed, you want them to succeed. So before they get up and go off and do their own thing, you're acting really safely, holding your cutlery correctly, or acting really safely and eating slowly, whatever that may look like, and they've earned their 3 tokens and they get the reward. And as you see them succeeding, you can extend that time period and make this last a little longer. You can use a PBS chart for anything, for routine, for a behaviour, anything that you feel that you want them to succeed in, and possibly creating those behaviours at home that you want to see more of. You can make it for a session, as I said, for a task, for an activity, for a behaviour, for a skill. This is just to help you doing what you're already doing by reinforcing your child and rewarding them and helping them succeed. I wish you all the best. Good luck with everything. Once they do earn them, we can take them off and you can ask them what they're working for towards. It could be the same thing and that's fine. It could be something different, but you can use this throughout the whole day for anything. Just keep taking them off, putting them back on. And remember, we never ever remove a token if they end up doing the wrong thing after they've done the right thing. Okay, so if they've earned 1 token and then they're doing the wrong thing, ignore them. Remind them of what they're working towards. It just means they're going to take longer to earn the next token. Once they do the right thing and you're catching them, even if it's just a glimpse of it, reward them. Remind them of what they're working for. Remind them what's waiting for them. And then safely. So remember, using those words, that language, acting responsibly, acting safely, showing respect. Remember to always define the behaviour, what they're doing. So if you're expecting them to follow their morning routine at home, remember to always say, good job is great, but what are they doing a good job on? They're doing a good job on acting responsibly and brushing their teeth up and down, or acting responsibly and following their routine. Be clear on the behaviour or the skill, and remember to link it back to this language, link it back to the school values, hence also the family values at home, creating that consistency. Students are familiar with this, so I'm hoping that it will be quick to get off at home, and I'm hoping that you will succeed. And if there's any questions whatsoever that we can help you with and support you, please give us a call. Good luck with your PBS framework, and enjoy, and see you soon.